Welcome to Speculation Sunday on a Monday. Shout out to Top Gun. We got beautiful Tomorrow TV. What up, man? Araceli in the house. We got Peter. Let's go. We got Alex in the house. We got Arlene, Michelle. Man, let's do it. We got Christy. All right. Christy Coleman. We got Louie, Money Mike. We got Palos, Melissa. Let's go. We got Just As Danny in the house. Danny, did you survive? Hello. Did you survive the earthquake?
Just like the last one, I was driving, so I didn't feel anything.
Dude, did you get scared by the alert? Did you get the alert?
Yes, that's what freaked me out the most.
Dude, the alert.
I was driving and the alert came on, and then I looked and it said earthquake, and so then immediately my vision went to the power lines because I was trying to see how bad they were like shaking to like give me an indicator of like, okay, how is this going to be?
Yeah. Well, Danny, that earthquake, it said earthquake detected, drop, cover, hold on, protect yourself. I was like, whoa! I was filming next to Jurassic World at the bottom of the lower lot, and I was like, dude, do I have to hide right now? Like, I was free. I've never had an alert tell me to cover and hold on. You know what I mean? Like, that was scary. I was just like, whoa. And I like
remember when we had the earthquake.
No, I was just going to say, Danny, imagine the people in Earthquake at Universal on the studio tour, and you get that alert. You're like, is this the real one? Oh, my gosh. What were we going to say?
I was going to say, remember when we had the earthquake at Jurassic? We were outside Jurassic World, the ride to test back in the day.
Mm-hmm. I remember that. Yeah, dude. I think I could bring the video. Let me see. Oh my gosh, I'm searching earthquake instead of YouTube.
Hey, Mondo, I'm gonna leave. Send me a new link, and I'm gonna come back in because it's really delayed.
Okay. Earthquake 5 fires. I'm pretty sure I could find it. Oh, I'm just getting Earthquake the ride. Damn, I didn't even think about that. Earthquake Universal 5 fires. Let me see. Hold on, everybody. We just lost Danny. Hopefully the internet comes back. Link sent number 2. All right. That alert was worse than the actual earthquake. I hate that sound. Yeah, no, it scared me too. Danny, can you hear me?
Yep. Yeah, am I less delayed?
You're like perfect right now.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say the nice part about the notification, even if it's like just 4 to 5 seconds before, which is kind of what it felt like, was nice because it just gives you the mentality to be like, okay, this, like, I need to be ready for an earthquake, and like you're not caught off guard. You know what I mean? Like you're not just. It's happening, like you're like, okay, it's happening. It's gonna happen in 5 seconds, and then it's there. So like you can at least be in the mentality. So if you're doing something, you can like not be doing that.
Yeah.
So,
dude, I have the video. This is 5 years ago, July 5th, 2019. Let me turn on the audio.
Was that the day that we were all eating at the Jurassic Cafe?
Yeah. You know what's funny? I feel like none of this food exists anymore either.
It doesn't. That's why I said I want you to do an update there.
I really need to, because it's so true that, like, yeah, this stuff just doesn't exist. Let me hit play. And definitely recommend. We were all talking about the earthquake that occurred over here at Universal Studios Hollywood.
It was insane.
What was your opinion on how it went down, Adam?
I was holding onto the railing, and I swear that thing was like swaying. It was very confusing at first, and then I realized we're in an earthquake right now. We're in earthquake mode.
Like, it just didn't seem real at the time.
It didn't.
At all.
And out of everyone here at the table, you're the only one that didn't notice it.
What was your opinion, Alana?
I thought I drank my drink too quickly. And Noah and I looked at each other. And
Where were you when it happened?
I was at the planter right outside of the Jurassic World queue.
Yeah.
And it was shifting. We held on. It was like we were on a boat.
The planter was moving?
Yeah. Yes. The palm trees were going.
What the heck?
And I'm not exaggerating. Like the trees were going like the opposite way from us. Like it was weird.
Both of us like kind of looked at each other and we didn't say anything until that one girl was like, "Is this an earthquake?" And then both of us were like, "I think so," because I thought I was gonna pass out. Like I was like,
dude, I never forget. I was actually holding the bar, looking at the drop of Jurassic World, and the bar was like the handle was moving. I was like, "What the freak is going on?" I didn't record it, but it was just like I was. It's just when an earthquake happens, you're in shock. Like you don't really feel it's real. Oh man, that was crazy. What's up, Mama Bear Plays? How you doing? So today, Danny, we're gonna be talking about all sorts of different random things. But the one that I want to talk about to start off today's day, what in the Baba freak? A Killer Klowns from Outer Space remake is in the works. It's in the works. Ryan Gosling set to produce this film. Like, is this April Fool's joke? What? Usually discussing film is not they're not like a rumor. They're kind of straight to the point on things. So
well, didn't he did Fall Guy, and he was the producer for that too, right? As well as being in it.
I think so. This is crazy. Ryan Gosling. I feel like this is a game changer if Killer Klowns is done with Ryan Gosling. That's like the biggest name to attach to a thing like this. This is crazy. Are you?
The Giant Peter show says Mondo and earthquakes on the lower lot are like Junior and getting splashed on water rides.
Yeah, it's true, dude. I was in the lower. I was literally in the same spot that earthquake happened. Almost in the same spot.
You're just always Mondo always be on the lower lot when an earthquake happens.
Yeah, dude, I really was. What do you think, Danny? Is Killer Klowns something in the realm that needs to come to life in, I don't know, 2027 or whenever this movie comes to life?
I think that this movie has a huge cult following, but I think they like the original. I don't really see a reason to remake it. In fact, like a lot of people are getting really upset from like remakes. So I don't know. My immediate reaction is to like be skeptical about it. But we could be surprised, right?
Yeah.
So,
we recently got a Goonies, that there's going to be a Goonies 2, I think, as well. So
yeah, if anything, why remake Killer Klowns? Why not make like a sequel or something? Or a prequel?
I don't know. Killer Klowns is a weird one to revert back to because one movie is perfect for that franchise. Like, I don't want to say like people ain't asking for more, but like that one movie is just perfect for what it is. Oh man. All right, we're gonna jump to completely different topic. We're gonna actually go to Danny's post, and this is something that's happening at the Grand Californian Hotel. This is a change that like we knew was coming, but to finally see it and see it in person, it was like, whoa, okay. This is the Storyteller Cafe has reopened. We're like right around the corner for it becoming Donald's Barbecue Adventure or something like that. What do you think on this, Danny? What are your thoughts?
This couldn't have been a better change for Storyteller's Cafe. The theme itself did not change in the restaurant at all. They didn't lose anything other than the carpeting in this immediate area that's surrounding the buffet, and the railing that divided the buffet from like the pathways. The railing was a huge choke point for the restaurant. The characters, when they would do their like dance through the whole lobby from each side, from one side to the other, they would get caught in that area because the guests were entering, trying to take photos, and they're trying to cross, and it was just too much for them all the time, and it was a big, and then people waiting in line for the buffet. And I think this way now, basically making the buffet fully open and the plates just on either side, it's so much of a better flow because it's not giving like it's not giving the feeling that there needs to be a line anymore because
Yeah.
the old buffet at Storytellers Cafe kind of gave this feeling that you needed to be in like a line, and that's what would back out into the pathway and block everything. And then people would get upset if you would like go to a specific thing, but like truly that's how it works in a buffet. You just like go right to what you want to get and grab it, right? But like some people are sitting there taking forever. You don't need to stand there. You can walk around them and just get to what you need to get to. Um, so this kind of helps with that. In addition to that, it added 2 whole new buffet stations on the left and the right, which is crazy. And on the left side, there was like a built-in espresso machine. So like there was like all this stuff that they hadn't had before. So it's really going to plus up their service times and just add for so much extra space. And with their new barbecue menu, could mean some really cool additional things too. So
We have we actually have some photos. Our good buddy Food at Disneyland. I don't know when he went, but he had to have gone recently. He gave us a look at like what it's serving. I think he went dinner. So he's there for dinner, giving us a picture close up of it all. It's $58 for adult and $30 for children. What? They got pizza? I don't remember pizza.
the thing about Storytellers Cafe, and it's this way for breakfast too. There's a lot of things that they'll make you, and it's buffet, right? So you don't have to pay extra for it. There's a lot of things that they'll make you they're not out there. So like if you go there and you're at the tail end of like brunch and it's more lunch foods and you don't see like waffles out, you can tell them, hey, can you make me Mickey waffles? And they'll literally bring a whole plate of like fresh Mickey waffles to your table, even if they're not available.
Yeah.
So they'll always like make you stuff if it's something that they make.
Yep, I've done that before, Danny. I almost feel like, well, back then, like 2 years ago when I went, they had like a whole menu of things that are not out there, but they'll make it for you. I don't know if they do that kind of stuff still. What is this yellow thing, Danny? It's like
I don't know.
looks like eggs.
Maybe is it like a hollandaise sauce?
Man, who knows, dude? It's in the dessert area. Oh, look at that. Is that cheesecake? Yeah, it looks like cheesecake. Wow.
Yeah, it's that my Alyssa said it looks more spacious. It definitely is a lot more spacious. There's so much room now. It feels so much bigger when you're in there. But the theming on the left and the right side is the same. So it has that same storyteller's feel. They even have the same carpet. They just put new carpet in. So it still has that kind of classic early 2000s look to it, which I kind of like. Since Napa Rose is changing so much, it's kind of nice that this restaurant stayed the same.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot of construction going on. And to kind of add to that, we have a super chat from Amy from Canada who sent some Canadian money. And she said that I love the updates on the Grand Hotel. You both rock. Keep bringing the updates. Hoping most of the construction will be done for the 70th. We kind of have a little bit of update on that, Amy. So they finished the 200 wing of the hotel. And that's only one wing of the hotel, unfortunately. So there's so much left to be done. But they're going to pause. So to your point, you won't see any construction really happening unless you're going down to the restaurant levels of the hotel. And also, just the restaurant levels of the hotel. But the rooms, they're actually stopping all construction on the rooms, and they're going to resume after the 70th. I think the powers that be at the hotel wanted the 70th to kind of be free of construction going on at one of their flagship hotels. So they're going to put a pause on that, put a bookmark in that, and then once the 70th kind of past its peak through the summer, I know it's going to be going all the way through, what is it, March, Mondo, or something like that?
I want to say
summer.
June. I want to say June, dude. Like it's going.
Yeah,
it's going deep.
It seems like they might pick up construction again at the hotel somewhere around like
June,
the
like
fall.
July. Yeah, like
Yeah,
July
so they'll
next year.
So they're they're gonna pause on it. So there's not very many rooms that are renovated. There's a big chunk of them, but not a lot of them. But there won't be any construction at least. But right now, she's right in the sense that all the pools have pretty much finished up their construction. They're kind of all slowly reopening. Storytellers Cafe just reopened. By the time the 70th kicks off next month, the new entrance from the Grand with the new turnstiles, that'll be reopened again.
Hey, the new turnstiles are nice. You put your phone on the scanner, checks your face, and you just move right in.
Yeah,
Bloop,
and the nice
you're right
part
in.
is,
I loved it.
the nice part is you don't even have to be standing in the right position. It just like knows.
Wow, I loved it.
So
I love the new entrance.
yeah. So that's cool. And then we'll just have construction on the Napa Rose for a while. That's going to be a lot longer than most people thought. So we can expect Napa Rose to stay closed for quite a bit of time. No ETA really on that one. And then in addition to that, it sounds like the Craftsman's Grill is going to be going down for just a couple of weeks to kind of do some light refurbishments there. They're probably trying to do it all at the same time, right? They're doing all the kitchens at Napa Rose and Storytellers. Why not just throw in, the Craftsman's Grill? So they're going to throw in that too. I don't think anything in the restaurant's changing other than just kind of backstage stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So a pretty good amount of construction still going to be happening at the Grand, but a lot of it seems like it's going to be wrapping up by the time May rolls around for the most part. And we'll see construction pick up there again. They were able to refurbish a lot of the exterior of the hotel. Basically, everything that's facing DCA has been remodeled and is still being remodeled. All the stuff that was facing the front drive on the exterior, that's been remodeled. It looks great. It looks better than it's ever looked other than when it was brand new. But all the other parts of the hotel on the outside that like face the pool, those haven't been redone yet, and those are going to pause with all the rest of the construction. So they'll still have part of the hotel that's not renovated on the outside. That's going to be done later. And of course, they're still working on that new concierge lounge too on the 5th floor. I did happen to see that this weekend, Mondo. And the whole hotel is all the walls are missing on that part. That we were just up there. Literally, it's like giant holes in the hotel, just like pulled out. It was so crazy to see. It looked like the hotel like exploded right there or something.
Jeez. Like you're in space.
So they are moving really fast on that concierge lounge that they're adding on the 5th floor. So
We got Chris Hatch says, greetings from Coachella. Just finished Coachella weekend 1. I can't believe Coachella's 2 weekends. Like, all the coverage I've seen out of Coachella is like miserable. I don't know. I'm shocked people are going to go back for weekend 2. That's crazy. Like, oh my gosh. Did you know it was 2 weeks, Daddy? Coachella was 2 weeks?
Yeah, they started doing that. I forgot what year they started doing that, but it's basically it's 2 identical weekends. So you can either do it the first weekend or you can do it the second weekend. But it's the same thing.
Damn.
Yeah.
I had a friend.
It's just so they can sell. It's so they can sell twice as many tickets because they have 2 weekends full of people doing it.
I had a friend who she didn't even do the 3rd day. She's like, I'm over it. We're going home. Like, this is just the massive traffic and the heat.
Yeah.
Just all the process. Nothing's efficient. No, thank you. Melissa says they improved turnstiles. Can they really improve on security? Tokyo's super efficient and fast. We
cannot,
assume.
Unfortunately, Melissa.
I'm on the board.
Unfortunately, we cannot.
I think they do at some point, Danny. I'm just on the board that they do, but I know you've said it before. Yeah.
Yeah, the problem, Melissa, that we're dealing with is we have all the resources and ability to do it. It's just that the labor unions that work at Disneyland, they don't want it. So until the labor unions are willing to budge on that, it'll never happen here. And that's just the way it is. So until that changes, it'll always be the slow process that we have because that's what the labor unions say.
I don't know how they could open these humongous expansions that'll come to hopefully DCA and Disneyland Forward, and we're just slow security at like 20 years from now. I don't know, Danny. It has to improve at some point. Coachella being $500 a ticket. I don't know. I just know it's a lot of money. I don't know what the. You know what's $500? Oh my Lanta! I gotta bring this up. I think it was Versace.
Destination D23.
No. Versace vibes. So we got to go to his Instagram. So he posted this right here. Did you see this, Danny? Have you seen this? So
Is it at D-Lander?
Yep, D-Lander. This Black Maleficent hoodie, $4.90. Not $4.90. I'm talking about $490. We got another one, Pink Sleeping Beauty hoodie, $490. I don't even. I'm not even gonna keep going.
Who makes them?
Disney what? What is this? Cooperny? Cooperny. Yeah, I'm saying it right.
Coperny.
Danny, what in the world? What is going on? Can you believe? Like, is this something you would buy, Danny?
No. Look, you can get one with just generic horns on their website for $370 instead of $390 or $490.
Let me go to the website, Danny. What?
I sent you the link, Mondo. The direct link.
What? Oh my! Get out of here, dude. Does this come with the magic key? Like you buy the sweater, you get a magic key? A Disney Coperny Mickey Lounge Sleeve t-shirt, $1,070, dude. I'm just gonna get out of here. That's just crazy. That's just crazy. What does the hoodie do for $490? I bet it'll be able to breathe fine. It better do something. It should come with like 20 fast passes. Like you're spending that much money. Mondo Daddy, now you need to create your own headband because they have that option to put on your cap. Yeah, I saw that. Have you seen that too, Danny? I think Versace posted that.
What happened?
There's a hat. So you know those customizable plushy things that go on like headbands? Now you could do it on a hat. So they want the guys to do it too. The hat is $15, and then I think each one of those things are like $10 or $12. But I'm okay.
Can you just put it on your own hat?
No, this hat has holes. Unless you want to just rip some holes like on the side to attach those things. Which I guess you can, right? You can just put some holes. Oh, man. Safari tent at Coachella with 2 festival passes and like a week continental breakfast every morning. $12,000. Jeez. Somehow people are paying that. I don't know how. That's wild. That is wild.
You don't know what's wild, Mondo, until you see food and drink prices at Coachella. You've never experienced anything.
What do you mean? Wait. Wait, I'll do
food.
Food.
I sent you a link. I sent you a link right now, Mondo, that you can click.
Let me see. Dude, we're just like in rich people world right now. Let me see. So what am I looking at, Danny? What am I looking at here?
Scroll down to the tacos.
This huge.
Scroll down, tacos.
This ad.
Scroll down. Scroll down. Right there.
Oh, I went too far. I went too far. Right here. What?
Tho- those tacos and that little plate of nachos, $102.
Wait. The order of tacos and nachos at Viveros cost her $102. She said $14 ice.
Yeah, lemonade was $17 a cup, and it was mostly ice.
How do people keep going to this? I don't get it. I just don't get it, dude. Wow. A White Claw seltzer would set back a customer 16 while a beer was 15. Sodas were priced at 7. Water was served for 2. Okay, there was some, water for 2.
And regular Josh One says it was $50 for a burger.
Last year, Festival went viral after she spent $64 on a cucumber water and 2 breakfast burrito. Dude, this just I could never go to Coachella. I just the reason I feel Coachella for me is like so downgraded is because the YouTube live stream link is like the best seat in the house, the best lighting, and you're at home. It's just I don't know. I don't feel like I need to be there and go through all that process. And you get so many different angles from the live stream. Like that's just crazy, dude.
Dodger 4040 says I watched Coachella from my couch at home for free with rewind options.
There you go. There you go. That's. I will not argue with you. I agree. All right, we got to go to a big topic. This one I feel like has been looming for quite a while, and I know Danny has a lot to say. This is a post from Theme Park IQ, so shout out to him. But we got some big news. Disneyland has filed a permit. They filed a permit to demolish the former La Brea Bakery building, as well as 2 ticket booths, and listed number 7 and 8. Danny, what are your thoughts? This is gigantic news. This is gigantic news. I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah. I was laughing because Danielle Rucker in the chat said, yep, Coachella was good for me.
Yeah, hey, Coachella was incredible. I love Coachella.
Mondo, go ahead and go to Google Maps, satellite view, and go to La Brea.
La Brea Bakery. Let me see. Coachella. That's fun.
Coachella.
Disneyland satellite view. Hold on. It's loading. Why am I like? Oh, there we go. I was like so zoomed in. Disneyland. There we go. The perfect view right here. It's a little too much right there. That's perfect, Danny. Perfect view.
That's perfect, yeah.
All right, talk about it, man. What
So
are your
basically,
thoughts, dude?
yeah. So we're looking right there at La Brea Bakery, and we've talked about it, right? Like we've said on this show multiple times, way back when they said it was going to be taking over the La Brea Bakery. I said, based on what we, even before they showed us what it was, I had said that the ticket booths had to go, and that there was no way, because the fountain, the space between the fountain and La Brea, even on this satellite view, you can see is like nothing. Okay, there's like, and if you're talking about a building coming out even further at all, like there's no way. So I was like, they have to be taking these ticket booths away and all this stuff in the Esplanade. There's no freaking way any of that stuff exists. And then people were arguing with me after we got the concept art, because they're saying, oh, well, in the concept art, they show a spiral on the ground, and there's a spiral right there in front of the La Brea Bakery, where those like where those like planters are right there, and they're like, that's that same spiral, so they're not gonna tear anything down. And I'm like, no, they literally have to tear down buildings because there's no way after we saw the concept art how big that thing is that they're gonna fit that anywhere near that space.
There's no
So
space period right now, like at all. Like
yeah, they might even. I want to say they might even eat some of the space behind Soren up because
yeah,
that space is pretty much unused, and they themed that whole that space is still themed, by the way, backstage. It's really funny because that used to be our entrance into DCA when the main
what?
entrance was closed.
Oh, right
And
here.
so there's like trees back there and like planters, and the planter railings are all nice because they redid it backstage when it used to be guest walkways because they
Uh,
had that whole, however long they were rebuilding the main entrance. It took a few years. So there was a long time we were entering the park that way.
what
So
you were
it
going
was,
through here, right? This thing.
yeah, you would enter through the right side of the main entrance,
Oh, so
and
right
then you
here.
would walk backstage. You would walk backstage behind Soren, and then you would enter the park through that corridor that's right there, in between the Grand Californian. Right there, yeah, that's where you would walk in.
Oh, wow.
No, but we were saying that they're going to be needing that space, and they are. So it's crazy just how much space it's going to be using. And it's nice to have that confirmation. So ticket booths 7 and 8, there are those two ticket booths right there closest to DCA. Never used really for anything these days. So that makes total sense. In fact, we've talked about it a lot before on this show. I'm personally to believe that all the ticket booths are going, every single one of them. I don't think there's a world where they stay around. Now I know they're being used now, but they would have to build something in the interim um, to take up for it. But they don't need all those booths. They use the two closest to Disneyland on the right side, first ticket sales. Those are the ones that are usually open. And then the ones on the Harbor Boulevard side, the ones closest to Disneyland typically are never used. The ones closest to DCA have only recently been used for DAS because the DAS process is so crazy now. They don't want that line in Disneyland because it's too long. So now it's like a unified spot for DAS for both parks, and you wait in those lines now for DAS to do whatever it is they need you to do at those ticket booths. So they could easily move that to a different location. They've got the windows outside DCA on the left. They have the windows outside Disneyland on the left.
Mm-hmm.
They could build a new spot. But we've talked about for a while how the Esplanade is due for an upgrade. And, what better way to cap off the magical retransformation of downtown Disney, as they said, than to, have a brand new Esplanade to kind of set the tone for what that is. Because the Esplanade is the old theme, and downtown Disney has lost that theme.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that they're going to get rid of him, and the ticket booths match the old theme. So that's another reason why I feel like the ticket booths are counting their days. I also feel like the fountain, the flower fountain, is also counting its days.
Yeah,
Um,
that's gone. That ain't surviving.
yeah, and I asked Theme Park IQ if they had seen anything in the permit about the fountain, and he said not in this permit, but he thinks that fountain will require its own permit to remove. So we'll have to just be on the lookout for if that one gets the permit filed.
Do you think any work happens at this far end of the tram route, like right here?
Yes. Yeah, they've already actually, I think, filed some permits, or there were some rumors about the way that you enter and re-enter the tram space is going to be very different. Just to kind of, because of the even temporarily while they're building the Portos, there's not going to be any room for guests to walk right there. So they're gonna basically close that off, and you're gonna. So I think what they're probably temporarily gonna do is the side closest to Indiana Jones, right there.
Yeah.
That's gonna be like the main, like, all the guests are waiting side, and on the other side, that's gonna be like a walkway now because they're gonna need that space while they're working on Portos.
Dude, this is so much change right here.
Yeah.
Wild. Oh my Lanta. Because we already know this Portos is literally massive. It's like the size of the Grand Californian. It's freaking ridiculous.
So big.
Probably not that big, but like this is a Portos. What the heck? Oh, Atlanta.
Yeah, Palm Tree 150. Mondo remembers that too. Palm Tree 150. He said, "I remember when Ken Potrock said transformation will be done by Thanksgiving 2024."
Psych! Yeah, right. 2024 plus like 5 years.
That's how the Disney construction be going these days.
Yeah. Danny, this construction that's about to take over this area, we could only assume it just truly leaks out everywhere, right? Like into the Esplanade.
Yeah, I feel like
I just feel like this is like a foreshadowing of what's coming. Just the whole
I feel like
period.
the whole Esplanade is definitely getting redone. But I think it's going to happen in phases. It's a lot to do, and they don't really want all that construction during the 70th. Plus, we're going to have that really big centerpiece for the 70th, the big castle in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So that's already blocking a lot of a walkway. So I feel like they're going to do it in pieces. You know, we already know that, you know, based on what Ken Potrock and Josh Tomorrow and everyone said, that construction projects would start soon, right? On Avengers Campus, on the new parking structure. They said that it was going to start soon. So let's just say, hypothetically, we get the parking structure construction starting at the end of this year. That's also going to require construction on the Esplanade, right? Because they're going to have to build the bridge that connects the parking structure to Disneyland. So that opens up a whole world of possibilities for what happens on the other side of the Esplanade on Harbor Boulevard. So we know that construction is going to start probably this year, because that's what they said in that presentation. So you know, it's just kind of keeping an eye on the parking lot and seeing like when that construction is going to begin. So
this pathway is going to get very interesting right here. That pathway right there. Oh man. It's too early to get crazy excited about the new parking structure. We have to hear like cast members get that email at some point of like, hey, you guys can't park. Is this Pumbaa? What is this considered again? Simba?
I think it's the Pumbaa parking lot, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Because Simba used to be well, no, there was Pumbaa, that's Pumbaa. Avengers Campus and the backstage areas of DCA are sitting on the Timon parking lot, and then Simba parking lot still exists where people park for Downtown Disney.
Yeah, that's this area. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, dude. It's crazy how much land Disneyland owns. It's freaking wild with Toy Story. Sheesh.
Yeah. But yeah, so the the construction, the Esplanade, I think it's gonna be pretty hectic for the next 5 years, I would say. And it's just gonna be in phases. I think they're just gonna do everything bit by bit. They can't do it all at once. It's too much. I mean, even when they were working on DCA, like actually building the park, that was crazy, because that like the wall came all the way up to the middle of the Esplanade. You couldn't walk anywhere. It was like the craziest thing. So I feel like that was just too much. And now that they have another park there, they can't like close all that much in that area.
You know, I actually,
that alone right there on the Earl stuff that they're going to be tearing out all that, and then the Portos, that's going to be a huge wall area, like massive wall area.
Let me show that, Danny. This is Danny's tweet on this is the over there by Din Tai Fung of Downtown Disney area. Earl Sandwich already gone vertical. Looks like they're closing it up at the top. This is awesome. Do you think this gets done by the end of the year? Is this like a 2025 thing, or probably?
I hope so. I hope that's like a open summer kind of situation.
Damn,
that'd be fun.
Fast. I get it's a sandwich shop, right? Like how crazy can?
Yeah. Well, and it's the Carnaby, which is the bar upstairs.
Yeah.
So.
Damn. We're about to see. Somebody, I forgot who told me, they're like, I'm not going to renew my pass because there's just too much damn construction at Disney ever since the pandemic. And when you really look back, Disney has been on a tear of construction. Like, hasn't been the fastest, but, they have been on construction. And that's not going to stop because Avengers, Avatar, Coco, these downtown Disney projects, a parking structure, possibly Toy Story. Construction is just it's a 10-year thing, maybe more. Like it ain't going away. It ain't going away at all. Man, it's exciting, dude. I feel once the parking structure comes, it's gonna go down. It's gonna go down big time. To talk about like updates, I want to go to Scott's real quick. His tweet. A lot of these things are kind of undetermined still a little bit, but this is the big one right here. And the tickets went on sale today, and I guess they're sold out just that fast. Destination D23 coming August 29th through the 31st. And it's at Walt Disney World, and they got a bigger venue. And all I keep hearing is maybe this is where they finally go, Avatar's going to go right there, and Coco's going to go right here, or timelines and whatever. What are your thoughts on this selling out pretty much instantly?
I mean, it makes sense. It's such a small event, but it's the fun part about Destination D23 is that you have guaranteed seating at every single event that's going on, so you could go to everything. So that's nice. And then you're just picking a ticket that has better seating, So there's no waiting for different things or joining a lottery, that kind of stuff. At least there hasn't been in the past. I would assume that's how it's going to be this time around.
Yeah.
But the intimacy of the event allows for something like that. So it's a much cooler event. They have like really fun merchandise at event. Mondo got some great stuff when he went. You still wear some of that stuff when you went.
I love Destination D23. It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. And I think this is the first time they're doing it at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort instead of Contemporary, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting too. I don't know the size difference between the two. I would imagine the Switch is because it's probably bigger. I know just in general, more businesses book Disney's Coronado Springs Resort for big conventions.
Yeah.
Like than the Contemporary. So maybe that's probably why. And it's the fact that it's like kind of removed from the main part of the resort, also probably helps a little bit because I would imagine having it at the Contemporary really crowded some things, over there.
And it's just so close to the theme park. I feel like this kind of takes it away from the theme park. So it's just like its own thing, its own crowd.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. Have you heard any like rumor about Destination D23 on your end or nothing?
I haven't heard anything at all other than just the change of venue means it's probably going to be a little bit bigger, but I haven't heard anything. I would imagine, like you said, we get specific locations for things, especially, Disney finally saying too, like, closing dates for things. I think that's gonna be a big deal, like especially for the Magic Kingdom people that, I don't know, is it really necessarily confirmed yet that like everything's going where it's supposed to be going in Magic Kingdom, or was there just like some sort of conjecture and then people got upset about it?
I don't know if it's confirmed, Danny. I really don't know.
Yeah, so like maybe they could confirm all that, and then since people are upset about it, they can give them like specific dates on like, hey, you need to go on this ride by this day, like they did with Muppets and they did with all that stuff to let people know when they need to ride it. So same with the Tom Sawyer's Island and the Liberty Bell and all that stuff.
Walt Disney World fans are just they're in for a lot over there. lot of crazy closures happening. My goodness gracious. All right, Danny, I want to go on a complete different path. And I haven't even really talked to you about this photo at all, Danny. So I'm curious to hear your opinions. We are looking at this concept art that was posted for UK Universal. Nothing is confirmed in regards to like this is going here, this is coming, blah blah blah. There's been a lot of speculations. Uh, what are your thoughts, Danny? Before I even say anything else, what are your thoughts on this, dude? Because Universal's about to open Epic Universe, but they're like, hey, that's not enough. Here's another park.
This is cool, and it looks like there's a lot of space too that has room for expansion.
Yeah.
My only thought is it's kind of a bummer that they don't have any Harry Potter stuff rumored to be going there because it is the UK. But then someone brought up a point that like they're right next to like the UK studio tour for Harry Potter, and then it would have to compete with that. So maybe they didn't want it to. But then I thought there is kind of a Harry Potter studio tour, albeit not nearly as big. And Warner Brothers that's literally right next to Universal, and they never kind of batted an eye at that. So I don't know how true that is, but I feel like that's kind of a missed opportunity. But then some people were saying like, oh, maybe they want a reason for the UK tourists to travel to go to those new locations that have Harry Potter stuff. But I love that they're getting Back to the Future, Jurassic, anything Jurassic's welcome. And then the stage show, is that James Bond, Mondo? Is what they were saying?
That's what people are saying, dude. James Bond. And I almost want to say like a trademark came through or something recently, like a permit. Yeah, they're saying James Bond, Back to the Future, Paddington Land, Jurassic World, I'm assuming, not Jurassic Park. Some people are even saying
I honestly don't know what you would do for Lord of the Rings. I don't know.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Like, it's been heavily rumored about Lord of the Rings coming to a Universal Park, but like, how do you implement that?
I have no idea. I don't even know what kind of ride what you would do.
I
don't even
say the perfect for me is like Shanghai Pirates, where it's a boat ride with a ton of big screens, big scenes, physical sets, animatronic craziness, projection mapping. Like, you got to go the full Monty of just throw a ton of money at Lord of the Rings. I kind of want a Lord of the Rings stunt show too, to be honest. It's a perfect IP for something like that. I don't know, dude. Lord of the Rings is a crazy IP to just take over. There's just so much to it. Like, what do you even pick? I like though that it's a 007 show and not Waterworld. It's just something new and different. So it's exciting to me. Danny, I can't believe Universal's announcing another theme park. Like,
I know.
Universal
Crazy.
Epic Universe. They did the announcement of the attraction water park coming to Texas. They're doing Horrors Unleashed. They're doing Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. They're doing this. And what other crazy expansions are going to come to Epic Universe? Like, it just never ends. It never ends. I've never been a part of a theme park renaissance like this, Danny. Was Disney ever on a tear like this, where they were just like, this is happening and this is happening and this is that? Did Disney ever kind of feel that way?
It did when they were building like at the time Euro Disney and then like Tokyo Disney and all that stuff. It felt like they were really doing that and kind of going that route. But then, we kind of slowed down a little bit on that stuff, and I feel like Disney really felt the hit after kind of opening Shanghai and maybe not getting the return they wanted right away from that.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't know. To me, I feel like what Universal's doing is they're doing really well at cementing themselves as a destination, and I think they want to level themselves up to be as synonymous as Disney for people like when it comes to traveling, and and then like they can completely eliminate something like Cedar Fair, Six Flags, and like they're not even compared on the same level. And I feel like they've really elevated their parks to that point where like they're tourist destination resorts on their own, highly themed environments that people really want to be immersed in, and people very much so, you know, rely on the characters and themes that they have to bring back that nostalgia.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the place that Disney was in the 90s, and so they've got that now too. I mean, it's crazy just how nostalgic Gen Z holds Shrek. It's like so important to them. And and like I don't even really care that much about Shrek because like that was, I mean, it came out when but I wasn't really
Shrek's
like that attracted
great,
to
but
it, you know?
like that's not in the catalog that I watch ever. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and
you
like
know what, Danny?
they
Let's watch
love
Shrek today. You know
Shrek.
what I
Like
mean?
Shrek is their whole life. Like it's like they get as excited about Shrek as we would like the Goofy movie. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
damn. Shrek is that to them. That's crazy, dude. We got Darnell W. Thank you. Thank you, Darnell W. I am going to have all new emojis for FanFest because we're going to be live a lot. We'll talk a little FanFest.
yeah, you need
later on.
a FanFest logo. You need all kinds of stuff.
Everything, FanFest, everything, Dungeons and Dragons, One Piece, especially Back to the Future. We need like an angry Biff face or something.
Yeah, you definitely got to have a flux capacitor.
Yeah, that has to be one. Shrek is so nostalgic for me. I legit binge watch Shrek 2. There you go. Peter's in that boat.
He's in that boat.
Let me ask everybody in the chat. We got a lot of people in the chat today. Is Shrek nostalgic to you? Like, is Shrek just this super great movie that it's just something you have to watch like once or twice a year? Like, is Shrek that to you? And I'm not downplaying Shrek. I don't ever watch Shrek. Where would I stream Shrek if I wanted to watch Shrek, Danny? Like, what stream site? Was it Max?
I would imagine Peacock because it's Universal.
Oh, it's Peacock. Okay, man. I stopped with Peacock because too many commercials and yeah, we already have so many streaming sites. It's just like hard to have everything. Shrek is the goat to Gen Z. Danny's right. It's so funny.
It is.
Please stand for the Gen Z national anthem. Somebody once told me the word.
It's so funny, Mondo, and like it's so funny because back when Universal was kind of like slowly starting to become more of like a themed resort with like these big themed zones, I really feel like it was Universal Singapore that was like the first one that had these really immersive lands. And like before kind of we got all that stuff, and Universal Singapore has like the biggest, most massive Shrek land that ever existed. And it's funny because like people post it on TikTok and all the like Gen Z kids comment on it and they're like, why isn't this in the US? Why is it in Singapore? Like, I want to go there so bad because they have the full castle from the movie. And it's just like, it's this insanely large Shrek land in Universal Singapore.
This is Universal?
Yeah, that's Universal. I feel like that was the first park that like really started their immersive like lands, was that park.
Oh my Lanta. What the heck? What is they got like this roller coaster in the air?
Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots giant something. What the freak, dude? Wow.
Yeah, it's called Far Far Away. That's what it is.
Wow. Why Why haven't I seen this? I need to watch like a bunch of videos on this. DreamWorks Shrek at 4D. So they got like a screen based ride. Wow.
You need to watch all the ride walk POVs there.
They got a dragon roller coaster too. Far far away. What? They got Christmas Shrek. I don't think we got Christmas sweater Shrek, but not like that. Oh, so this is their 4Ds, like one of these. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow, that I had no idea. I feel like Singapore. I need to like what do they got over there? They got all the cool stuff. Yeah, time for a trip to Singapore. Dude, Gen Z. They should just do a mass.
And I gotta go back.
Target email or
I gotta go back in the chat to I gotta go back in the chat real quick to thank Darnell W, who gifted 5 memberships.
Let's go.
And they went to Trishland, Judy, Michael Juarez, Ty Zima, and Tanya Marshall.
Let's go. Shrek invented that irreverent animated comedy that everyone later tried to replicate, including Disney. Are we talking about Wish? Is that what we're talking about? That's the one that really reminded me of Shrek.
No.
Is there a Disney that wanted to be Shrek? Which one would it be?
Disney tried to do it with like Home on the Range. I think that was like their first attempt, and that did not do good.
Home on the Range? Let me see.
Mm-hmm. I think they also tried to do that too with like I think Chicken Little was trying to be that a little bit as well.
Let me see. Home on the Range. I never even heard of this movie, Danny. This is a Disney movie, dude? Home on the Range?
Mm-hmm. Home on the Range.
What is going on with these eyes, dude? These are just scary googly eyes going on right here. It's just like, God, what do you stop staring into my soul? We got Jamie Lynn. Thank you, Jamie Lynn. Happy Monday, Mondo. Danny, can't wait for all the content on FanFest. Disney better watch out. Also, it's WrestleMania this weekend. Cody versus Cena, LFG. I'll be watching. I don't know who wins that. I'm assuming Cody because like this is Cena's last hurrah. But it's gonna be exciting. WrestleMania is a big deal. I think it's in Vegas, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Steph says the whole fairy tale spoof is like Enchanted. So kind of the same thing too.
Enchanted? I loved Enchanted. That was a great movie. I watched it many times.
Jared also said, Mondo,
very charming.
Universal Singapore has a lot of unique things. A Battlestar Galactica dueling roller coaster and a River Rapids version of Jurassic.
They're the ones that have that. I've seen that. I've never heard of the Battlestar Galactica coaster. What? But thank you so much. Thank you, Jamie Lynn. We got another member chat. Let's go. Always enjoy Mondo and Danny from ArcZap. 18 months. Oh my. Top five, ArcZap. Thank you. Appreciate you. Dude. I'm shook, Danny. I'm shook. I just feel like I need to binge watch a lot of Singapore content. Universal Singapore. All right. What do I want to talk about, Danny? Let's choose something you want to talk about before we go back to me, Danny. Is there anything on your end that you want to bring up? I can't hear you.
There was one thing that we were talking about in regards to the Esplanade at Disneyland. Someone had shared a post online, which they made a really cool rendering of, something that we shared a really long time ago here on this show.
Oh, let me bring it. I know
And our thoughts on it all, and that is the location of um of what am I thinking of? Avatar. I can't think of it. Um, Basically taking over the Toy Story and all the bus loops there, the transportation plaza, as well as the majority of the entrance from Harbor Boulevard, kind of peeking its way a little bit into the Esplanade. So that is what we've talked about before for probably a year now. And this person just kind of gave a visual representation of it a little bit better, so you could see just how much space is truly there. And that really doesn't even take advantage of all the space that it really could, because you have to think about the security that's still there that he kept in that photo. They don't need that anymore because security will be at the structure, so there's no need for security tents or anything right there. And those ticket booths don't need to be there either, and they probably won't be. So I would say is probably going to make way for a whole new space over there too. Um, but yeah, this could be a general consensus or look as to what Avatar, how much space it could take if it went into that area. Um, and it shows you right where it fits into Hollywoodland. In my opinion, I don't think anything in Hollywoodland is safe at all.
Nothing.
With the
Nothing.
exception of only the buildings on the Disney Junior side of the street, including the animation building. I think those buildings are safe, but I think everything in front of it is not safe. I don't know if it becomes part of Avengers. I don't know what it becomes. I don't know if it becomes Coco, the Coco ride, like maybe the Coco ride fits in there somewhere, but I think everything in front of the animation building is potentially gone.
Chopping
That's
block.
what I feel.
Chopping block.
Mm-hmm.
Danny, this kind of expansion is nuts, dude. Like, I I can't believe Avatar is still coming to DCA. Like DCA getting these heavy hitters, like added to what they already have. It's going to become this massive IP theme park. And like all the movies that are coming with Avatar, so like even more hype's just going to be building because we have an Avatar movie this week, right? Not this week. This year we have an Avatar movie this year.
Yeah. Avatar: Fire and Ice comes out this year. I think.
Is it just
Someone posted
or something?
in the on Twitter that like Zoe Saldana, who plays Neytiri, will be like in her late 50s by the time all the Avatar movies come out, which is crazy.
She'll look like 30 still though. She's still like aging beautifully. Um, we've mentioned this location many times over like the last year or two or whatever, however long Avatar has been rumored. This could be the big one right here, Destination D23. Danny, let me ask. They get rid of monsters. There has to be a replacement, right? Like they can't just obliterate Monsters Inc. when we know the love that Monsters Inc. is getting at Walt Disney World. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
is Monsters Inc. Is that beyond Disneyland Forward area? Because there's no more room,
Maybe.
right? There's no room. Where I think if they revert back to Monsters, we would have to get that roller coaster, right? Or they're just gonna give us some small dark ride.
Yeah. I think if they take away like a kids family ride like that, they would need to add a new one, and they're gonna add Coco, right? So I think in that aspect they got a replacement. But as far as what you're saying, adding monsters for monsters because monsters is so popular,
Yeah, super
um,
popular. Super popular.
I think that is true,
Do we
right?
get
They need to add it somewhere.
the door coaster? That's what I'm trying to say. Do we get the door coaster?
Yeah, maybe if it's a popular enough thing, and Disney loves to buy things in multiples, right?
Yep.
Maybe they replicate that here, bring it here.
Yep. Yep. It's not far fetched. We got the same Galaxy
And
Edge.
if it's an extension to Pixar Pier, it's Pixar, and it can go on the other side of the parking lot right there. You know, if they wanted to eventually, that could be an extension, and it would work. So
Yeah. You know, since you just brought up Pixar Pier, we got to talk about some Pixar stuff because we got this wonderful news. Bam! Disneyland Paris is getting a up ride. Not super exciting, but it's still cool. It's still cool. Is Silly Symphony Swings not safe? You know, we have this exact ride, Silly Symphony Swings at DCA in
yeah,
Pixar
I
Pier.
can't remember if it was. I think it was like Peter that posted this on Twitter or something, and
Yeah.
he said that he's like, I wonder if this was originally planned and developed for DCA because it looks exactly like our ride and the little section that goes around the outside right there,
Mhm.
that like kind of the queue part right there.
Yeah, why
He
is
said,
it
I wonder
so
if this.
DCA? It's just so DCA.
Yeah, he said he wondered if it was originally concepted for Pixar Pier, but then they didn't use it because they cut the budget on that
I'm gonna go
when Bob
with
Chapek came.
it's still gonna come. It's gonna come to DCA or to Pixar Pier. Like, I don't think the jumping jellyfish remains jumping jellyfish either. It's so weird for these things to be still in existence because Paradise Pier, it's a thing of the past. It don't exist no more. What are your thoughts, Danny? Is this gonna come to DCA? Like, where do you stand?
I think it would fit perfectly in Pixar Pier. So I would I wouldn't be mad to see Silly Symphony go away. Silly Symphony Swings, the theme of it and everything was so great when the rest of the park in that area matched it, but it doesn't anymore, right? So now Silly Symphony Swings really seems like kind of far out the way that Jump and Jellyfish does.
Yeah.
So like both of those rides just really seem out of place at this point. So it's it would make sense for this, you know, retheme to come and have them retheme that swing one more time, a third time for that swing ride to be rethemed.
What was it the first time?
The Orange Stinger.
Ah, man, damn, we're gonna retheme on a retheme.
Yeah,
I
the
think-
Orange Stinger used to ride in bee butts.
I was gonna say
The swings were big bee butts.
what? I gotta see this. What was it called, Danny? What was it called?
The Orange Stinger.
Orange Stinger. DCA. Let me see. What do we got here? Man, I love looking at that orange, Danny. I miss seeing that orange. We got some Yesterland.
The bee butts.
Let's see if I can click it. Dude, look at the nostalgia going on right here, Danny. And you know what's cool about this photo? You know there's a McDonald's right on the other side right there.
I know.
Oh, look at that, Daddy. I don't have any memory of this, dude. Like I was too young. Do we have some photos? There's no bee butts, Danny?
Yeah, they had to take them off, but it opened with bee butts.
Let me see. I could have sworn I clicked this because it had bee butts. Ah! There it is.
Mm-hmm. They had to fun fact, they had to take them off because you know how everyone like
Dude, the
swings when they
theming,
shouldn't, and like
perfection. This is perfection theming right here.
yeah, because you know how everyone like swings the swings when they shouldn't, like when they're or
Side
they
by
try to
side.
like hold on to the person next to them.
Yeah.
They would do that, and the problem is that the bee butts would run into each other, and they started cracking because they're just like molded. And so one time when it was going, a piece of it fell off like really hard. And then they're like, nope, no more. We're taking off all the bee butts because that's the danger.
Damn. That someone had to ruin it. Dude, I never seen the bee butts. Look at that. Now it's wow. Wait. it
That's
got-
nuts.
Oh, I'm like, what is this? I was like, I've never seen that at Disneyland.
I was like, that's the wave swinger.
Yeah. Yeah. Now we got the bare bones. The bare bones right here. Dude, that's just nostalgia. That is like perfect theming though with the bee butts. I love that. I love that. That touch is great.
Yeah, Eddie says we need the Malboomer back. I agree. I miss the Malboomer every day. I love the Malboomer.
I love Maliboomer too. Maliboomer was cool. I like just you could hear it. It was so loud. Maliboomer was very loud. Since I'm in Disney Parks blog, I want to go to this one. We got to look at Lion King in Paris. How exciting! And
Yes, and I think the
final
biggest reveal
confirmation
here, Mondo.
that it's this Lion King. This Lion.
Mhm.
Sorry, Daddy. What were we gonna say?
I was gonna say you took the words out of my mouth because they weirdly teased it at D23 to make you think it was live action Lion King, and they kind of used like characters and stuff from that when they were showing it, and so it in like the concept art that was there around the model. So you thought it was like live action based, and even people were saying when they reported it during that time that it was based on the live action, and it was that right there that made people think it was live action because those are live action characters.
How stupid to show this, like when it had nothing to do with what it was really gonna be, which is
Well, maybe it wasn't. Maybe they waited. Maybe they waited to see the reaction if people thought it was not good, and then now they're going to the cartoon.
So they wanted to see Mufasa first to test the market.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mufasa to me was just so boring. It didn't resonate with me when I watched it. It had some great visuals every now and then, but I just didn't care for it. Gosh, I can't think of his name. What is the monkey's name again, Danny?
Rafiki?
Rafiki. That movie, instead of being Mufasa, it should have been Rafiki. Rafiki was wonderful. Anytime Rafiki hit the screen, your eyes were glued and you were just like, where's this story going? Rafiki was incredible. But Danny, the one thing I noticed that we've never had, maybe it's an AI thing, I don't know, because they love to use AI out there at Disneyland Paris. Look at this. 3 people, Danny. We've never seen a ride system, a Splash Mountain ride system. 3 people. You think that's just a concept art error, or they're really trying to push a 3 people Splash Mountain?
Well, I don't know because the concept art showing the drop also has 3 people.
Really?
The other one, not that one. The newer one that was updated.
Somebody made this is perfection, dude. That crowd would have erupted with this picture. Whoever did that's genius. What do you mean 3 people, Danny?
So if you look at the concept art that was released with that new one in that park blog post.
Oh, it's in the parks blog. Okay, my bad. Oh, we got more. I didn't see. I haven't clicked this. I just saw it on Twitter. Beautiful. This ride's beautiful. I love everything about this. Wow, it is 3 people, Danny. Damn. Dude, look at the tree right here. Oh my Lanta. Dude. Oh, this ride's gonna be ridiculously cool. I have to ask this question. Are we gonna get a ride with no Scar? Like they're just gonna Tiana it, no villain. That's the route I'm gonna go with. They're gonna Tiana it, or is Scar just too important here? You know what I mean?
I would hope we get a Scar moment, like a be prepared.
Be prepared. Oh my god, going up the. What's the song that needs to be going up to the drop? Like what is that scene? What would you want from that?
Be prepared,
dude.
It'd be the final scene at the bottom, and the singing the song at the top.
Danny, imagine, you know where Mama Odie is? Imagine if it's Scar and who's the one hanging? Oh my God. Mufasa, right? God, I haven't seen Lion King in so long. Be prepared. Disney. What are the visuals that we get from Be Prepared? Like I don't remember anymore. It's been so long. Let me see. What do we get? Dude, right there, like projection mapping going up the big hit, the big hill to go up, the hyenas. Oh, let me see. Yeah, right there. That's the one that I was like thinking. Like that, dude. That's the Mama Odie animatronic, Danny. Right there, That's what I was thinking. Oh my gosh, it just be the most dirty ride in history. I'm a Lion King fanatic. Lion King, to me, one of the greatest movies of all time. The wildebeest scene. Oh gosh, I can't stop thinking about this ride now, Danny, with this like visual. Be prepared. Oh my land. And then you just big O drop. Dude. I don't know. Like, is there another ride? Well, I guess I don't recall another Disney ride 3-seater. Do we have another 3-seater ride, Danny?
No, just like the Pirates boats are
Yeah.
like that. Or
Pirates are like
I guess
4
the
or 5.
other, the 3-seater ones would be like the Navi River Journey.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about Navi.
Yeah, they fit three comfortably, and then like a very tight 4.
Yeah. 3 is like where you want to be.
Like only with kids. Yeah.
Vegas Film Critic! Celebrating 1 year! Let's go! By fire! Thank you, Vegas Film Critic. I hope to see you soon. I hope to see you here. Right here. Thank you, Vegas Film Critic. As always, 5 fires, and I appreciate everything, my friend. Dude, I can't stop thinking about it, Danny. I just want to bring something up because I feel like it was a topic over the weekend that was like talked about a lot. There's a centerpiece that still exists and it's going strong, and I don't think it's going to leave anytime soon. It's like a symbol of change, Danny. It's a symbol of change, and it's still it's like I said, it's going strong. It's going stronger than ever. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. Is this a 2028, or does Destination D23 maybe touch on this, Danny?
I think
It's
I
kinda
think that
wild
is true.
how
If we're speaking,
how long it's been here is what I was going to say.
yeah, if we're speaking on speculations, I think for D23, Destination D23, I think a good speculation is that is going to be the time that they show us the plus up, right? The zhuzhing of Tomorrowland, where, because obviously we know the new Autopia has to open next year, based on the article from the LA Times.
And
so
when
we
do
know
they
that's
start
coming.
that? When do they start that? Like,
I mean, they might have already started it, right? There's no saying they have to use the existing vehicles. They could be already working on those somewhere else off-site. So, the current vehicles could just get retired and sold at auction, which they could sell them forever and send them to museums and all kinds of stuff. But
on my next
I
trip,
think maybe they share.
we got to do Autopia, Danny. We got to do it. Just to like look
We
at
got to
it.
do it.
Yeah, we got to do it. I haven't done it.
And you know what else? You know what else we have to do?
Yeah.
You know what else we have to do? We each have to do our driver's license at the end too, because who knows how long that's going to be there.
Damn, you're saying you're thinking driver license go away?
Well, maybe they changed the way they look. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, like the nostalgia look, yeah. But no, keep going, Danny.
Hmm.
Keep going. My bad.
No, I was gonna say. So maybe they announced Disney. I feel like wanted to work on this way back when when it was pre-pandemic when they announced it, and then I think their plans for Tomorrowland changed completely. We always fall back to that one moment that in the Imagineering story on Disney Plus, that showed in 2018,
Let me see if I can
um,
bring it up, Danny. I know where you're going.
that shows um, Joe Rody standing over a model of Tomorrowland, and he picks up the Star Wars launch bay, aka the Innovations building, and is pointing at it and showing the model like he was actively working and showing and talking about stuff that had to do with Tomorrowland. So everyone was so focused on that. It was right before Disney shared with us
Right here, this
what
thumbnail
they
from
were
Fresh
doing.
Bake.
They were doing the new entrance. Yeah, so like it was like what's gonna happen in Tomorrowland? Why is Joe picking up the launch bay? What's going there? Like, so we were. I think there was. I honestly think there's probably been like 2 or 3 plans for Tomorrowland, and each time something happened where Disney's like, we can't do that anymore, and we had to change our. And they had to like they went a whole different direction, and I think they just kept canceling it, canceling it, canceling it, and it didn't make sense for them to go forward and redo that entrance because maybe it didn't align with what they wanted Tomorrowland to what they finally settled on what Tomorrowland was going to be. It didn't align with that yet. And so they needed to wait. And so they just kept putting the wall there and putting the wall there. So like someone recently said that there was hydraulic controls there for the ride, but that's not what it was originally like shared. Like Minecraft,
Hmm.
Mice Chat originally reported on it way back when they were like tearing the fry rocks out,
Yeah.
and they said that an audio control unit for the parades was in there, and they couldn't take it away because that's like the spot that has to be for that audio control unit for the whole parade system, just based on like the age of the system. They can't change it out, so like it had to be there. And then someone more recently posted on Twitter saying that it was like a hydraulic control system for
Yeah, I saw that.
the spinny ride.
Yeah, Astro Orbiter.
And I was like, I was like, who's right? I don't know.
I don't know.
I personally don't know. So
I feel like I could ask somebody about this box, like what it truly is. I feel like we could get it out. Yeah, I'm gonna go on a limb, and that concept art that you see right there is completely irrelevant. It's just nothing.
oh, it's irrelevant.
Nothing of what
They can keep
truly
it
is
there
coming.
because it's what they showed already.
Yeah. This is literally just fake. That's what I'm gonna say. It's just this ain't it. Whatever the hell is coming, it's probably different, just completely different. Um, and the game changer now is that Marvel movie Fantastic Four. Maybe they're waiting for that, Danny. They're like, let's see if people really absorb Fantastic Four, and then we just go full throttle.
Mm-hmm.
Because then it would be the power of Marvel and their money and their influence gets involved. We got Johnny Super Chat. If we get a Moana ride, it needs to be a water ride where we get a little wet. And same for Lilo and Stitch ride. They need to be water rides. There's no plans for any of these things. I'm still going to go on the limb. Cosmic Rewind, Lilo and Stitch. Just do it. Nobody's complaining. Bring it a California Adventure. Just do it. Nobody would complain. I think Splash Mountain is literally the perfect thing for a Moana ride, honestly. Splash Mountain Outline, the California version, is literally a perfection of a water ride. It's just great. It's a great storytelling project. What kind of ride system would you want for Moana, Danny? Like, where do you stand on that? Like, say You're in the what do they call it? The blue sky. You're in the blue sky of Moana ride. What are you throwing out there?
Um, well, I would want the Shanghai Pirates, because the boats can travel any way they want. But we're already gonna get that supposedly for
Yeah.
Avatar, so we'll see. But I would love that because I feel like that Moana's boat ride needs to be a little bit magical, like the ocean's kind of taking you where it wants to go, and that would, those boats can travel any direction they want. So
That's actually
I think
cool.
that would be key.
That's cool. I like it where it's like all of a sudden you're going diagonal for no reason. You're like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool. That would be cool. Um, Let me see. I don't really want to talk about that Disney Cruise Line stuff. I'm good on that. Um, Let me see. Let me see. I'm trying to make sure we haven't missed nothing, Danny. Um I think we're good for right now. Anything else that you want to bring up, Danny? I got you muted. I got you muted.
No, I was gonna say no. I think we need to move on to FanFest nights.
Yes. So FanFest, we've seen a lot come for the One Piece area. A lot of meet and greet is going to be happening there. I posted a vlog today, like going over a lot of the FanFest stuff.
You also went over the new Yoshi merch too.
Yeah,
Can you show any of that on the video real quick?
yeah, I'm gonna bring it up right now. Um, I feel like this is how I felt today, Danny. I don't think people knew that like Yoshi merch was coming, so I feel like people weren't going crazy over it. I think that's the best way I could say it. Like, uh, but the Yoshi merch has arrived. They have it at City Walk. They have it inside the theme park, like at the entrance studio store. They have it in Nintendo World. They had a lot. There's a lot of Yoshi merch everywhere. And in the video I posted earlier, I go over some of the pricing. I don't have the pricing here. But Yoshi will be a meet and greet. We're going to have new Yoshi foods. So a lot of Yoshi influence. There's this cool jacket that we saw. We saw like a preview of it a while back. But it's all here now. And from what I'm hearing, more FanFest merch is just going to keep trickling in. FanFest kicks off on the 25th, so we're like on the horizon. And I'm excited. I'm excited for more meat on the bone, as they say, for FanFest, which should be soon. Should be very soon.
Yeah, hopefully this week we can find out some more details.
Well,
Even
I
more than
want
what we got.
I want to show Universal High. He posted on X, so shout out to Universal High. He posted this right here. It's in Courthouse. Where is it? Where is it?
Did you pass it already?
No, right here. This one. There we go. So the studio tour is not going to Courthouse, but as you can see, they are just full force, get it done. They ain't that much time left. Let's see if I could pause it in that. There we go. Yeah, look at that, Danny. Damn. So the whole Back to the Future aspect of FanFest, they have started. I didn't have a chance to go on the studio tour today, sadly. But on my next trip, I will hopefully have more time and I could do it. I do want to show one more update, and it's from Crystal and Chris. Talk a little bit about Horror Nights. I think Crystal and Chris, I think they might have been live right now. But they posted this video. I could have sworn it was Crystal and Chris. Am I tripping? Damn, it took me like to the bottom. Right here.
PC.
Look at that. They've gone vertical on the wood. It's not even just a layout walkthrough. They are already building scenes and walls and whatever the hell else is going to be coming to this maze. So HHN, they're just.
What maze is that?
It's the one behind Transformers. Behind Transformers. This is the one that.
So that's like Exorcist.
No. On the speculation map, Five Nights at Freddy, Danny. This is the one.
Uh, oh, oh no! Five Nights at Freddy's is going to be in a tent with 4
Yeah,
actors.
I know with the
Man,
heat, dude.
that really needs that one needs the air conditioning of a set, man.
Yes.
They better not make the mistake last year of not air conditioning those tents.
Right here, Danny. This is the front side. I was able to see the front. I couldn't tell. I'm shocked there's wood on the other side, like walls, like literal walls, dude. One thing too, I want to mention today. So this is the Escalator Hillside project. As much as I've been like, dude, this is gonna be crazy. Uh, a lot of people are like studio tours coming here and all sort of expansion of the lower lot. There's a lot of that, which I'm not opposed and I'm not against. So, I want all those things. But somebody really close to me said that this project is not as cool as what you're thinking, and it involves just a lot of reinforcing of this hill, specifically for everything happening above on the other side of the hill, which is Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. So Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift is, I guess, influencing this move right here. That's what I've been told. And I don't know what to think of that, because that kind of threw me off. I was hoping too that the studio tour's coming here. I could be totally wrong, but that was a speculation that came my way, and it kind of brought my hype down a notch.
So they're like reinforcing the hill.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that, Danny?
I mean, it makes sense. They're adding so much weight up there that wasn't there before. And then there's all the weight of the roller coaster track, which also wasn't there before. So when you have things like really bad rain and it starts to get saturated, like you open up the possibilities to, landslides and things that could, jeopardize the structures, that are there. And I'm sure they had, the people that know all that can come out and do testing of the soil and let them know, okay, you can build this here, but you need to do this. So they probably were told, yeah, you can add all this weight up here, but you got to figure out a way to support it down below, so that there's no risk of like collapse.
Yeah. So that's what I've heard. Anybody could reach out to me and validate that. I would love that. But, I want to be on the same boat too. This is the studio tour going to the lower lot expansion, all that good stuff. I want to be on that boat too. But I don't know. It was kind of like it was a little buzzkill on the hype. We got Cal missing. There were 2 venues in that spot. I don't think it's to secure it all. Dude, hey, if I'm gonna listen to anybody, it's Cal missing. That's for sure, man. Thank you for all your posts, man. I reposted one of his really cool videos today. All right, I'm gonna end Speculation Sunday here, but I want to do like a 5-minute Q&A, Danny, before we fire it down completely. So if you guys have any questions,
we got our first Q&A from Danielle.
All right, let's bring it up. I got early entry for FanFest nights. What should I expect? If you have any questions, something you want to advice, like trip-wise or whatever, post in the comments right now. Let's do a Q&A to fire it down. Danielle Recker, FanFest, I don't know what early entry entails, because if it works like Horror Nights, then you're going to get the lower lot stuff. So that'll mean lower lot rides, Dungeons and Dragons, I'm assuming. You could, I guess, there's like a first roll.
Is the Star Trek experience down there too, or is it? No, that's upstairs on the up.
Yeah, Star Trek is The Walking Dead, and I could confirm that today. it is for sure The Walking Dead.
Yeah, because they have signs in front of it.
Yeah, they have a sign in front of it. I think for early entry, if I had to be honest, early entry, what you're really looking forward to do is head straight to Dungeons and Dragons. That walkthrough that's behind Transformers, that should be your first thing you do. Mainly because there's two walkthroughs and they're like pulsed experiences. So it's not like a conga line where they're just jamming people through continuously. So think about it as like it could have a long wait just because of the pulse aspect of storytelling that's going to be happening. So I would do that. After that, I'd probably knock out some foods because you're going to have Dungeons and Dragons like bar. I think they call it the first roll dungeon. I forgot what it was called, but there's going to be a food stand right outside Panda Express that's Dungeons and Dragons. But I think your real goal is knock out Dungeons and Dragons. And I know it sounds totally counterproductive, but go straight back up and go to Star Trek. If you could knock out those two things right away, you're golden. You could meet the Yoshi. You could go meet the creatures in Harry Potter. You could make your way out at some point of Back to the Future. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel if you do the walkthroughs, you're just golden. You're gonna have a great day. Period. I do feel. I'll get into it a little deeper later on the week, but I do feel these walkthroughs. They're gonna be a lot busier than you're expecting. Like a lot busier. And I'll go more into detail later this week. Will the hanging come back to Knott's Berry Farm? You best believe it. Knott's don't care about offending people no more. They're full force on the hanging. So I don't know what'll take down the hanging. What are your thoughts, Danny? Is the hanging coming back?
I feel like it is. There's a big enough fanfare for it that watches it each time. So I don't see why not. There's really nothing that could take its place. So I feel like it would come back to it's kind of got its own theater right there. Why not?
Yeah, and they have the whole like the sign outside. So if you're offended and this is not what you were expecting, there was a sign outside. So you chose to be in there. How is Monica? Monica's doing great. She's actually in town. She's actually at Disneyland right now. I don't know if she's still there, but
Monica.
Yeah, she was there. And she went to Knott's and Boysenberry Mania. She was going nuts on the Boysenberry. She's doing really good, really good. Eric, when are you speculating that Universal will announce the first official trailer for Fast and Furious Coaster? Maybe the reveal cars during FanFest? You go first, Danny. What are your thoughts?
I mean, they could show something during FanFest nights, but I don't necessarily know that they would do that. I feel like they're trying to really hone the focus on the event, but although something like that would really bring a lot of attention to that event. So I don't know. I could see it going either way with that one, but I feel like they'll probably give us more details as we when does that movie come out, Mondo? When it's supposed to open, right?
I want to say it's like a March, April thing next year.
Yeah, so maybe when we start to see promo for the movie is when we see more information about the roller coaster.
Yeah, I think I want to revert back to Super Nintendo. We didn't get nothing until they opened the land and we didn't get nothing. Like, so I want to say probably maybe right in the Horror Night time period, maybe somewhere in there. I am in no expectation that we get any details for Fast and Furious anytime soon. Like, I'm not expecting it. Did you hear about someone climbing up Tiana's palace with the clothes off at Disneyland? I did. I wasn't going to share that stuff. It's just very sad and terrible. I don't know how else to say it. It sucks that stuff like that's happening at Disneyland when there's kids. It's terrible. It's horrible. I don't know what else to say. Do you think its post not Six Flags can be on the level of Disney Universal when it comes to being a destination to compete, or has that ship sailed? I'll let Danny go. I got a
I
quick
think
for that.
I think they're happy staying the way they are. I think they like to be the 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 theme capital, like the thrill capital, like with all the thrill rides, and that's what they want. And there's a market for that, and they're kind of taking that market completely. And I feel like they kind of want to stay in that lane. So that's probably where they're going to be. Cedar Fair had a lot of really highly themed parks, including Knott's. So there's certainly a lot of opportunity for Knott's to change so much. But I don't know if Six Flags is ready to invest in them like that. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Six Flags. I want to say the ship has sailed. Okay, I don't. I'm trying to put my thoughts right away into what I want to say. The path that Disney and Universal took is literally in the billions. Knott's and Six Flags, where's the money coming from? Where? How? I just don't see the investment like the Universals and Disneys are doing at all. So the ship has sailed. That's the best way I can say it. There's nothing wrong with the Six Flags in Knott's Berry Farm being what they are. I think with Six Flags, they kind of have to just keep honing in on we're about the thrill, we're about the adrenaline and the coasters. I just don't see them going to we're gonna do this immersive dark ride land and all be themed to something. I just don't see it. Knott's. I just want more Ghost Town. Just keep expanding a Ghost Town, Pirates of the Caribbean peanut ride. That's what I want. So Pirates of the Caribbean with a bunch of animatronics and it's peanuts and it's Ghost Town. That's what I want. Give Snoopy a ride, an incredible ride. Do you think we can get the Metro sets this year if FanFest got Courthouse? No chance. I just feel if Metro was coming back, it would just be leaked.
We would have already seen it.
Yeah,
we would have already seen it.
There's just no way that a secret that big is just held, because I just feel like somebody would just be like, Metro sets are coming back. Like somebody just anonymous will post it, and there's absolutely no rumor.
It was so cool, Mondo, having the Ghostbusters facade just tucked into the freaking Metro sets. It was the coolest thing.
Well, the Metro sets, Danny, what I loved is that you're just in your own world over there. You could spend 3 hours down there in the Metro sets. They had the food, the bars, the houses, Scare Zone. You're like, I'm not going to the other areas. This is all I need.
That Scare Zone in the Metro sets was so good.
Yeah.
So good. And it was perfectly placed.
All Hallows Evil, I think it was called. I want to say it was All Hallows Evil. Planning my first ever solo vacation. Better do Epic Universe or Disney World? Do both, my friend. This is your time to do both.
Yeah. I would say stay at Universal because their hotels are cheaper. And then do Disney World for as many days as you can, and Epic and Universal as many days as you can.
Yeah, do both. You're solo. You do whatever you want. Ain't nobody telling you what to do. Do we have any updates on what's happening in the parking lot near the entrance of Universal? Is there still construction happening there? Universal High just posted that, actually. Yeah, it's full-on construction. Supposedly, it's a new security hub. That's kind of the big rumor that's happening right now. The big speculation is a security hub. I've been told too that more parking structure is going to be coming. So security hub, and more parking structure. And I was like, that makes sense. Universal's growing; they need more parking. But at this point, nothing official has been said. That's just what's being rumored. When's the next boysenberry trip? I'm behind. I'm only at 2. Danny, we should go this week.
Dude, I want to go back with Mondo so bad.
This week.
We talked about how many.
This week.
Yes.
Which one's calling your name? Is there something calling your name, Danny?
Yes, 100%. There's so much we didn't try. We need to talk. We need to do the big sausage. 100% needs to happen. I wanna get a fun bun. I want to get a fun bun.
I forgot about the fun bun. I
haven't had a fun bun. Need to get a fun bun.
Those came back.
And I also really want to get the beef tips because we didn't get to get them because you didn't want to get them. And then I want to use my dining plan to get that pizza again because I feel like it needs redemption in Mondo's eyes.
Yeah, it was like good but bad because the chicken was so tough. It was like, what the heck's going on here? Amy, Carthay Circle is beautiful, but is it worth the hype? Do you think Carthay Circle is worth your $80 to $125? I'm gonna say yes too.
Yeah.
You go first, Danny.
No, I was gonna say yes for sure. But as long as you're doing the actual restaurant upstairs. And not Carthay Circle alfresco dining. Alfresco dining is not worth it. Honestly, it's a terrible experience.
Yeah, it's terrible. That one, we can tell you right now, don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, Carthay Circle alfresco dining is a terrible experience. They completely ruined the bar lounge at Carthay by making it alfresco. It's the worst decision they've ever made. It probably makes them more money, good for them. But I hate everything about it. And I can't recommend people not do it enough. The restaurant upstairs, 10 out of 10. Love everything about it.
If you're trying to do, like, say, for whatever reason, you're like, oh, fresco, I really wanted to do it, but I couldn't do it. A perfect alternative is, what's the one? Wine Country Tutoria.
Grand Californian.
No, Wine Country.
Or that, yeah.
Wine Country Tutoria will never let you down. Destroys alfresco whatever at Carthay. It's what is it called again? The Carthay
alfresco
one?
dining.
Alfresco dining. Just act like it don't exist. Like for real.
Yeah. The two worst things to come out of the pandemic, in my opinion, aren't even reservations and any of that stuff. It's alfresco dining and lamplight boardwalk dining. The worst thing they ever did was split up those restaurants. I hate it. I hate both of them.
Is it fair to say lamplight is not aging well? I feel like it's not.
I think it's fine if they didn't split it up, but I think it's dumb that I have to go upstairs to get the nachos, and if I want to go downstairs and have a proper dinner at Lamplight Lounge, I can't get nachos because they have different menus. It's so dumb to me that like they're the same restaurant, but they have different menus. It's like the dumbest thing. I don't get it.
I'm going on the record. Lamplight's not aging well. Had nothing to. It's just these processes.
Yeah.
The fact that character dining never came there either. What the hell, man? It was the perfect time. Pixar character dining. Oh, whatever.
So Clay he said, what was it before alfresco dining? It was just a lounge. You would walk into the restaurant. Now they don't even let you walk in the restaurant anymore. They have the podiums outside. You would walk into the restaurant inside with a normal indoor podium. And the bar and lounge was on the first floor. And the bar and lounge was literally where you would go to wait for your reservation when you were called at a, much like you do at a fancy restaurant. Or they had a queue outside for people that wanted to come into the bar and lounge to sit down. And it was great. You could literally order off the full menu in the bar and lounge, or you could get the bar and lounge food and then you could get whatever drink you wanted, and it was great. And now you can't get anything from the full menu. You can only get these small plates, but it's not really like explained well. And so, having been a cast member that worked at Disneyland, and or just someone that's just asking, like someone's asking for recommendations, I think it's done more damage to Carthay than anything, because people think they're booking Carthay and they don't make it clear that it's not Carthay. Because it says Carthay Circle alfresco dining, and then it says Carthay Circle restaurant. So they're like the same, but like people don't know the difference. Like most guests don't know that. They don't know the difference of that. And so they book alfresco dining and they get put on these like couches. And then they get mad and upset at the cast members that work there, because they're like, how am I supposed to eat my dinner on this couch? Like I can't even reach the table if I bend over.
And those
you know what
tables
I mean? And like,
are
and then
low.
all the plates are like little tiny plates.
Those tables are low, Danny. You're like really crouching to eat your food.
Yeah, they're like side tables.
To revert back a little bit, Carthay dining upstairs, absolutely worth it. Incredible food, incredible service, incredible views. Your whole atmosphere is just gorgeous in there. There's so much Disney classical nods everywhere. It's just like Easter egg heaven in there. Carthay is wonderful. I can't say nothing bad about the upstairs. And by the way, when it used to just be a lounge, that was incredible. Their menu was incredible. The drinks, the chill vibes, the bartenders, they were awesome down there.
Dude, the duck firecracker wings.
Yeah.
The firecracker duck wings.
I don't even think those things exist down there anymore. I don't know. I haven't seen nobody play.
I don't think they do either.
We got Johnny dropping a super chat. Ministry of Magic looks amazing. Don't like people breaking the rules, but can't deny I wanted that POV. I saw it. It looked incredible. At the same time, it looked terrible because the POV was garbage. But yeah, I expected POVs to come. Once you let the crowd in, we're gonna get more POVs because all the pass holders are coming, and just people that got tickets because a pass holder bought them a ticket are coming. It's cool. I am still on the board that Universal should have dropped their own POVs. All these angles and professionally filmed POVs. It would just do Epic Universe incredible justice to have the world be mesmerized by these projects instead of these like shitty POVs from stupid glasses. You know what I mean? I hate it. That's I don't know. Maybe we get the POV still official, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, last one, Danny. Will World of Color dessert party be worth it this time? Was it not worth it last time? What is going on? Danny did the World of Color.
I don't know. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I liked before. I liked when they brought you your plate that had dessert on it, and then like
it's changing.
Yeah, I don't like the prepackaged box situation. I'm not a fan of that. I mean, the boxes look cool, but I like the plates better. The bouginess of the plate sitting down at the table. Are we gonna still have that experience? Are you still gonna sit at a table? Or are you just gonna be given a box and then told to go stand in your section? Like,
explain that real quick.
Happen?
I feel like people are confused. Explain that real quick, because this is actually a big change. The box he's talking about.
Well, I mean, if you have to pull it up, because there's like the dessert party as it is right now, right? You're at those back sections in the middle of World of Color, which is like prime viewing. And you're at a table. You're sitting at a table. When you check in at the podium over by Little Mermaid. You can give them a request for like what table you want to be at, like where you want to be seated, whether you want to be seated on a low table or a high table. If you have any like dining restrictions for allergies and stuff, And then they would kind of walk you in, and then you would give them your name, and they would have a table assigned to you, and they'd put you at the table. And then the waiters and waitresses kind of come out, bring you your plate. They take your drink orders. So it's like a full little like kind of cocktail experience. And now that they showed us these boxes, I'm wondering if it's just going to be like, here's your box, there's your section, go. Like, is it still going to be the table experience? That's what I don't know.
Go stand over there.
Yeah. Here's your special section. Here's your box. There you are. Like, do you still get to sit down? Like, that's the whole point. Like, I really liked the sitting down, like, exclusivity of it, because it felt like such a VIP experience.
Yeah, and you got like they brought it to you. It was something that was brought to you on a plate. Like it was a whole vibe. The crazy part about this dessert dining, Danny, I think it was Theme Park IQ that posted it a while back. It was like $90 or something, right? It was like $90. I'm trying to bring it up, but my internet's being slow. Where is it? $94. Damn. I look at it like this. You have $94 that you're willing to pay. It's going to be worth it. It's a brand new show. You get dessert. You're accommodated some area. I don't know if you're sitting down or not. I think it's worth it. And this is supposed to be a big deal, this World of Color. So that's where I stand. 94 is ridiculous.
Does this description, Mondo, say anything about being
take a
like
seat.
a seated experience?
Take a seat, Danny, right there. Boom. Take a seat.
What does it say, though? What does it say?
What the heck is this? Oh, that's where you meet? I'm like...
Oh, no, that's still World of Color 1, Mondo. It still says World of Color 1.
But it says right here, World of Color Happiness.
Okay, so it's still... Do you still get to sit down, though? What does it say? Reserved
Oh,
seat? Go back up?
Reserved seating right here for World of Color Happiness.
Okay, so you still get a seat.
Yeah. Yep. Folding chairs, high top table. You still get it.
Okay, so then it's probably... So that maybe they don't have like the waiters anymore and waitresses. They just kind of give you your box and then you sit at your table.
Okay. Yeah, 94 is a lot. I am not here to say it isn't, but if it's in your budget, I recommend doing it. It takes out the struggle of like, did I get a virtual queue? Did I get the first show, second show? You get to decide. All right, Danny. Any content, anything on the horizon, let people know.
Well, I was just going to say, Arnott's Adventure said, Mondo, if we want to do Boysenberry this week, she said, do any other day besides Thursday, because Thursday is the only day they're not going to have the Birdcage Theater show.
Yeah. So every day except Thursday.
So we can pick any day if you want, because I know you want to do the Birdcage Theater show.
Yeah. Well, we got to go, Danny. We got to plan it. I don't know what.
Yeah, and I was going to say, speaking of
Thursday.
Speaking of Boysenberry Festival, my Boysenberry Festival video comes out tomorrow. I have it scheduled on the channel to come out in the morning.
Yeah.
So it'll be out tomorrow.
Heck yeah.
Someone
Just ask
said,
Danny.
is that Max? Yes, that was Max.
Oh yeah, this is Max Arini right here. He's just waiting for me to go to bed. But closing thoughts, Danny. Closing thoughts.
I'm excited. I hope we get some more details from over at FanFest. Someone asked us earlier in the chat if we were going to be going. I don't know. It's up in the air for me. I know Mondo's got the pass, so he's going to be there every day as much as he can. So, but that's going to be fun. I can't wait to see that. And then, of course, we have I think we're on the final stretch now. Literally we're 1 month away from the 70th, so we're gonna really start to see some decorations and merch come through, and I'm excited for that because I'm gonna keep checking the merch shops now every time I go to see if I see anything.
I know. all that stuff they debuted, it has to drop already. I don't doubt that some 70th stuff is now, like this week.
Any closing thoughts for you, Mondo?
My closing thoughts, I can't wait for FanFest. We are on the horizon. I can't wait to do Boysenberry Festival again. I ever since we talked about it, I can't stop thinking about it. But I'm just excited for all the projects happening at Universal. For me, I'm enamored with everything at Universal. They're going so hard. It's unbelievable. But I'm just excited, man. I'm so excited. The 70th is really gonna be. It's gonna be big, and I can't wait. But thank you everybody for joining today's Speculation Sunday. Smash that like button. We are firing it down, the Cali Bay. And just as Danny are calling it a day, I'm the main host, Mondo. What's up, little guy? You going crazy over here?